What's up, folks? Jacob Rob AJ here. So today I'm going to be doing an album review. This album is entitled Heart on My Sleeve, and this is by Mary Lambert.
I don't care if the world knows what my secrets are. Secrets are.
Here in her EP, I said, you know what? I want to check out the full length. Hopefully it will be like the EP. This was one of my most anticipated albums that I had on my list for this year. There were 14 tracks on this album. There were 11 regular tracks, and then there were 3 bonus tracks. The first 8 tracks, it definitely blew my mind. I thought that hands down it was going to be my favorite album of the year. Once it got to the 9th track on, I felt like it kind of started going downhill for me. She showed a lot of diversity within the first 8 tracks. Shows her pop side, she shows her spoken word side, alternative, and also elements of hip hop as well. First track is entitled Secrets, exposing to the world what her secrets are. You know, she talks about being overweight, being gay, being bipolar, having a dysfunctional family. The track, it really stood out. It showed her pop side. Track number 2 is entitled So Far Away. With this track, it kind of started out very laid back, and then I felt like it didn't really grab my attention until it hit that first punchline within the chorus. And from that part, it really stood out to me. I don't need a map to tell me where you are. You and I come from the same star. Track number 3 is entitled Ribcage. I like the way she crafted her vocals within the track. Felt like she really showed how versatile she was. You compare this track with a track like Secrets, it's completely different. Track number 4 is entitled Dear One. This is more so like a spoken word piece. Track number 5 was entitled When You Sleep. Hands down, one of my favorite tracks on this album. I like how the piano starts out within this track. The start of her lyrics really stand out and grab your attention.
Politely asked to take a walk with me. I would have married you there underneath the trees.
I like her high notes and also harmonizing. I like her vocals when she says completely. Feel the beat of my heartbeat beat through me. All the tracks of checking out on this album, definitely check out this track. Track number 6 is entitled Chasing the Moon. It was definitely a change in pace from the last track with the way it starts out. It starts out very upbeat. I like the harmonizing and also the tambourine and drum beat at the 1 minute and 5 second mark of the track. I love the chorus and also the lead up throughout the song. You'd like a great track to see her perform live. Track number 7 is entitled Jessie's Girl. I don't know if it was a cover track or if it was just written by somebody else. I love how she breaks down and sings the lyrics, and she's watching them with those eyes.
And she's watching them with those eyes. And she's loving with that body, I just know.
Track number 8 is entitled Monochromatic. Started out very light. Her heart's too big for her own body. And then her heart is too big for you to understand. Once it goes into the chorus, I was just hooked from that part on. Track number 9 is entitled Heart on My Sleeve. It's the title track. It's kind of where it started going downhill for me. I felt like I didn't like the start of the track with the guitar. I was expecting a lot more from this track, seeing as it was the title track of the album. The only thing I kind of found relevant about this track was I felt like some of the lyrics matched up with the cover art that was on the inside of the booklet. To me, this track was the biggest letdown on this album. Track number 10 is entitled Wounded Animal. I wasn't into this track. I felt like it was slow. Like the piano was real light. Like this track just kind of dragged on. I felt like this track would have been better if it was half the length of what it was, and if it was used as the interlude, I felt like it would have been better. I could actually picture her putting this into her set. If she does, hopefully she puts it in the middle of her set or towards the end of the set. songs that you would use to kind of change the pace during your set. If it's, you know, starting out fast and you want to slow it down a lot, I felt like this would be the track to really slow it down. Track number 11 is entitled Sum of Our Parts. I felt like I didn't start vibing out from the track until the chorus hit, and also once the drums kicked in. Track number 12 is entitled Sing to Me. This was the first bonus track. I love the piano in the intro of this track, and I like when she harmonizes and says, "You're my wonder." Track number 13 is entitled Assembly Line. This track was kind of weird to me because I felt like I didn't really get any type of feeling from it, but I felt like with the actual lyrics itself and what she was talking about, that really stood out to me more. It's definitely one of those tracks where you just sit and listen to what she's actually talking about. Track number 14 is entitled Sum of Our Parts. This was the last bonus track, and this was the alternate version. More so the same feelings I had as the other versions. Happy with what she came with early on in this album. If you did get this album, feel free to share your thoughts on it. What was your favorite track? What was your least favorite track? But until next time, this has been Jacob Rob AJ, and I'll see ya.